You're back again for another live show, and yeah, my hair looks bad. I had to cut it myself, and then it didn't work out, and then I had to shorten it, and then finally I just made it look like that, so I look like a mouse. But I'm temporarily away from quarantine in a very remote location with 0 people. I mean, I guess the closest person is probably a few hundred yards away. Not taking any chances, taking this seriously. But I'm also, with gyms closed, and even if they were open, I wouldn't go because of coronavirus. But trying to work out. Eating all this Chef Boyardee made me gain some pounds in my face, getting fat. So got to fix that. And the only way to fix that is to walk while maintaining a 6 feet. That's a joke. I don't want to be within 50 yards of anybody. So yeah, that's right. I'm keeping my distance. If I see you coming, I'm going the other way. And if you get too close, I'll just start coughing and stuff and scare them away. There's an airplane up there. Look at that. Would you be on an airplane today? No way. No way, Jose. Airplane, bad for coronavirus. So, it's just crazy. But I hope y'all are doing okay, because this is crazy, crazy, crazy. But again, the only way that we're going to get through this is for people to comply, isolate, and not go out to the superstores and get out around other people. That's dumb. It's the people in society that are not taking this seriously that are going to prolong the pain. And I mean, I hate to seem like a pessimist, but the reality is that it's one of those deals. Again, back to the dentist example. If you went to the dentist and they said you have a cavity, and they said, "Oh, do you want to get this over with in 30 minutes? Or do you want to have a multi-day procedure?" It's going to hurt, but would you rather get it over with in 30 minutes? Or would you stretch it out for multiple days? And, that's unfortunately what's happening with coronavirus. I do not go anywhere and I have all my groceries delivered. The setup, that is super smart. Actually, and I didn't hoard, but I did stock up when I knew that things were about to get real on some meats. So I've got meats in the freezer, and those are my luxury meals. I don't eat those frequently. And then I've got, like you, I mail order. So I've got stuff coming in from Amazon all the time, just canned goods, non-perishable goods, some canned juices. I found a really good, just a 100% fruit juice with no added sugar. And I've enjoyed that. And then I take advantage of places like Omaha Steaks. And I know that sounds expensive, but the reality is that if you look for their sales, and I'm not talking about the frou-frou sales where you get like 2 tiny steaks and then all this stuff like hot dogs and all that and pay a premium. I'm talking about the sales where you actually get steaks and, maybe some pork chops. From Omaha Steaks, the other night I had, they were breaded. It was I guess you just call it country fried steak. And I took them out of the freezer, about 12-15 minutes on each side in the oven. And then they had these potatoes au gratin. It was a good meal. I mean, it was good. And I think, I got a huge bundle from them, and it'll last me multiple meals, but I think it was $156 on my doorstep. Yeah, the kids need, definitely. The milk's a big thing. Actually, my wife and daughter and I have mentioned this. I think I've mentioned it during previous live shows. They're quarantined elsewhere just because there are some. I run a lot of different businesses, and There are some activities that I have to do on rare occasions where I have to leave quarantine, but when I do, I mask up. I don't get around anybody else. I assume that everything I touch has COVID on it. And then when I return to quarantine, I strip down all my clothes and I scrub down thoroughly. And then I scrub the doorknobs and everything, the car's interior, everything I touch. Scrub all that down, strip down all my clothes, and then take a hot shower with plenty of soap and hot water, and put on something else. Because something that people don't think about, if you do have an essential activity like you were mentioning, going to get some milk, or if you've got some essential work tasks that have to be done, to be safe, you want to assume that you're coming in contact with it. So yeah, it's just it's a scary time. But again, not to feed into all the fear mongering that the media are responsible for. But the reality is that yes, there is a virus going around. The severity of it can be argued. If people want to convince themselves that it's nothing more than the common flu, if that's their prerogative, they can do that. But people do die, so it's one of those things. Like drinking let's give a good analogy here. Like going to like a sketchy country and drinking some locally made, and I'm not talking about in a distillery or anything, but with some locally made liquor, and not knowing what's in that. It could be poison. Risk reward, is it worth the risk? If you were in that situation, you're in a foreign country, and you want to have a good drink, are you going to take that gamble, not knowing what you're consuming? And that's the same thing with COVID-19. There's people that are so confident that it's purely political, and I agree, there is a huge political component. But would you be the person in that foreign country to take a drink of that unknown beverage? Sure, it may not have anything bad in it, but it could kill you. So is the, looking at it, risk reward, is the risk worth the reward? And in that scenario, or both scenarios, I would say no, because, what are you achieving? It's not like it's something, grand that you're getting. You're just exposing yourself to unnecessary risk. And maybe some people like that. And, maybe some people have used this, this pandemic as, people that are mentally ill. Maybe they've used it as an opportunity to try to go out and get exposed. There's people that are warped for various reasons, and they may be trying to go out and they may be proactively working to catch the COVID-19. So that's the problem. We in this world we're in, it's we haven't seen the worst part yet. Now, I'm not trying to be a pessimist, but we haven't. So I just wanted to get out here on the live show with everybody, and I'll remind everyone, super chat. This show does support super chats. You can click that super chat or super sticker if you want to, and that's a great way to support the channel. One thing, and I know all of us throughout the world are severely impacted by this, and it's one of those things, you gotta. And I was talking to some fellow entrepreneurs, and just talking about there are business opportunities, but at the end of the day, I don't feel that good to see getting exercise. I've been doing early morning runs. That's a really good idea. Building up my lungs. Hey, that is a great idea, building up the lungs in case you catch the COVID. But yeah, just talking about networking with fellow entrepreneurs, and there's a lot of business opportunities that are created, that have been created already, and a lot more that will be created. And there's a lot of businesses that will become devastated by this. So, with that being said, and again, I'm a hardcore entrepreneur, but when it comes to health versus wealth, at the end of the day, I hate that saying, at the end of the day. I don't know why I just said that. But, with health versus wealth, health should always come first, because it doesn't matter, how many millions of dollars somebody's made. If they can't live, they're not going to enjoy it. And sure, they could probably pass it along to others, but that's no fun. Well, I guess it is for people that get it, but yeah, your health is your wealth. And I agree, the setup, I agree wholeheartedly. Right now, health should be paramount for everyone. And I don't get it. There's people that have analyzed this, in my opinion, in the wrong way. And I am a capitalist. I'm all about making money. So, don't take what I'm about to say the wrong way, but, there's people that have distorted their own views, and they're still in this wealth before health mode. And, wealth before health is, it's not healthy. It is not healthy. You gotta survive. You may not thrive while you're surviving, but you got to survive, and then you've got to thrive. So, there's a lot of ways to look at this. And again, I don't like to mix in the political component, because I understand. I've got viewers from all over the world, and that's fine. That's what makes the world great, because everybody is allowed to have their own views. But just looking at it from okay, this is a pandemic. There's probably nobody living today in today's society that has experienced a previous pandemic. So this is new for everyone. And you've got, so many different types of people. And since, regardless of the type, whether it's age or age or gender or race or whatever, you've got so many different types of people, and none of those people have ever experienced a pandemic. So the reality is, even hey, from West Virginia, I just find the channel on your steak strip steak. Oh, very cool. Let's see. I hope you have a good steak. I tell you, that's one of the best things to do now. If you can get meat, and we were talking about mail order meat earlier because the grocery stores, Brent, the hospitals are more than willing to take your wealth if you don't stay healthy. Yeah, you're right. And see, yeah, but right now, health and good food, and and health is not just physical. There's physical fitness, and that's a big component. That's what I'm casually pursuing right now, is physical fitness. I'm going for a walk. It's not even a brisk walk. I'm doing a walk and talk. The Irish Guys Adventure Channel. And, it's a way to safely interact with others. Y'all are typing and I'm rambling on about who knows what, but it's a way to remain socially distanced, but to escape quarantine. Lacey, where are you from? I am all over the place. Right now I'm from a field of grass and asphalt and just walking in circles. But yeah, these times are whatever one chooses to make of it. Is it an opportunity? Is it the end of the world? It's a matter of how one digests the situation. Are you going to get the Mavic Air 2? Without a doubt. COVID or no COVID, I am getting Mavic Air 2. And you're going to see the Mavic Air 2 unboxing, the Mavic Air 2 review, and an exhaustive amount of Mavic Air 2 field test here as soon as it comes out. So I'm excited about that. Speaking of that, that's a good example. You got one person on here talking about steaks, And then you got somebody else talking about drones and going to the grocery store and getting milk and stuff. So I mean, you know, anything that we can do as a worldwide community, anything that we can do to just get together and, you know, virtually chit chat and share ideas, you know, share positive experiences, share positive thought. And what about the Phantom 4 V2? Nah, man, you know, the Phantom, DJI Phantom is what started the drone game. I mean, without a doubt, even if someone doesn't know a drone, if they see that white thing called a DJI Phantom, they're like, oh man, that's a DJI Phantom. But even though DJI Phantom started the drone game, I mean, now you've got, for professional use, you've got Mavic 2 Pro, which is the best in class in my opinion. And then we've got, you know, the ultra portable Mavic Mini, which is nice. It doesn't do 4K, but it's nice. And then you've got, you know, the Mavic Air 2s coming out to kind of fill that middle segment. So, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, I loved DJI Phantom. Was waiting on Skydio, had pre-ordered, but now with everything playing the waiting game. Have to let me know how that Skydio is, or Skydio, however you pronounce it. That one, out of the non-DJI drones, I guess that's the one that's captured my attention the most. And, you know, it's, I don't know, it's going to be interesting, especially with this challenging economic climate right now. You know, how these newer drone companies are going to fare. You know, are they going to be able to survive? And, you know, keep in mind, it's not just that they're new, but they're also they're new in a very challenging time, because most people have lost their jobs. I mean, that's not overgeneralizing. I mean, most people have, but fortunately, and I know on this channel, you know, a lot of us are entrepreneurs, and you know that means it's not just one gig. I mean, it's work, and figure out how many other things can be done to generate wealth. But again, health before wealth. But these new drone companies that are coming out, that have come out rather, they're going to have a hard time, because the buyers, the people that may have had that disposable income in the past, they may not, if they do have any disposable income now, they may not be allocating that towards drone purchases. So, you know, it's freaky. So we're in a challenging time. And I mean, you know, do you want to thrive, or do you want to jump down in that sewer and drown in stench? I mean, who knows? You know, I mean, it's a mean and a nasty and a vicious and a dirty world right now. But it is what it is. And I mean, you know, it's called adapting. You know, people, some people are easy. They're comfortable when it comes to adaptation. Others find adaptation to be a challenge. And then some refuse to adapt. And the ones that refuse to adapt in this time period are going to fail miserably. And I do think that the ones that do adapt and seize the opportunity will, in the near future, be ultra wealthy. And I mean, it's not the wealth, it's the freedom. You know, just finding those opportunities and, you know, dealing with the less than, let's just call it what was normal. We can't look at we shouldn't look at normal anymore, because what was deemed normal in the past no longer exists. So it's more of a matter of how do we create the best new normal, or even a more optimistic way to put it, how do we better create the new best temporary normal and get through this and then thrive after we all survive. So yeah, it's It is crazy. But I saw some people within 50 yards of me, so I'm trucking along. I tell you, that 6-foot thing, that's a crock. I think that people are going to stand 6 feet away and not catch this. They're crazy. They are crazy. So, yeah, I mean, it is a hard and challenging time. And I'm so irritated by having, not having a structured workout routine now, because I don't have the access to the gym. And even if it was open again, I wouldn't go until all this passes. But I mean, I don't even track. I religiously tracked all my meals, how many calories I was taking in every day, how much sugar I was taking in. I mean, I tracked that hardcore. I tracked every rep in the gym. I tracked every mile walked. I mean, I had a bunch of data. And, then with my Bluetooth scale, and, I'd get on that. That's right, dude. I'm being very cautious. It's good to hear you are too. Yeah, ran 8 miles the other day. Very nice. That's a good run. But yeah, it's with this, it's a different mentality. So now it's like, okay, I've walked been walking 21 minutes because, I've been, well, actually I've been walking longer than that, but I've been doing this live show, but I'm not even tracking it. So I'm collecting, I guess my phone's collecting data, but I don't even have my Apple Watch on. I'm just walking with a subby. But I mean, it's a different mentality. I mean, it's not, when you can't really control your diet as well as you could in the past, tracking the caloric intake, the sugar intake, etc., is actually, in my opinion, a negative right now, because you got to eat what you got. And some of those meals will be good, some of them will be less desirable, and some will be less desirable but tasty, and some will be less desirable but not tasty. And like I said, I've just been trying to exercise every day and just getting stronger, but I lost that quarantine 15. Very good. Congrats on the 15 pounds. Is no joke. I've probably put on, I hate to say it, I'm not weighing myself, but I've probably put on about 6 or 7 pounds, and that's primarily due to, number one, the diet, and then number two, the lack of the gym, because going to the gym and hitting the free weights and all of that also helps with weight loss. I mean, it tones you up, but it also helps with weight loss, because you're that combined with cardio is really kicking your body into fat burning mode. So I don't have that. And again, I'm eating crap. I mean, I've got my primary meal is Chef Boyardee. I've got lasagna. I've heard people tight space, but if I had more space, I would definitely be growing okra, tomato, squash. I would grow some pepper. Let's see, did I say watermelon? Yeah, watermelon, and just all kinds of good stuff. I mean, it's amazing, the garden. And that's a contact-free grocery store right there. Just walk out in your garden and grab your grub. And if you're a vegetarian, you're really in good shape, because you don't have to grab a steak. You just grab your vegetables and throw them on the grill and get a real meal. A real meal from the grill. So, yeah, gardening's a huge opportunity. And it's also, if you're I don't know if you're big into YouTubing. I'm on mobile, so I haven't checked out your channel, but if you're big into YouTubing, creating gardening how-to videos, gardening tutorial videos, that topic right now, especially where there's a lot of people that may not have gardened in the past, they could watch a well-presented, easy-to-understand video and up their own gardening skills. So, as a YouTuber, if you're looking for content ideas, gardening would be great. And Actually, I regret not having the space currently for a garden, because if I did, I would be all over that. That's just another way to generate, to potentially generate passive income off of the ad revenue from those videos. So that's huge. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of opportunity here. You just chat and you think about what you're doing, and gardening, I mean, that's a moneymaker right there, and it feeds you, so it's kind of a win-win. And then there's I don't know, it's going to be interesting once all this finally goes away. I think that I don't think fear as a motivator is a good thing, but I hope that the lasting impact of this is that hopefully it's caused society as a whole to wise up and have some common sense, because this is this has probably made a lot of people wake up and realize that, hey, life as one knows it is not guaranteed. So always, and I know a lot of y'all are planners. I've always been a planner, and I've always questioned what's next, in business. What's next? How can I better position myself for success tomorrow, a month down the road, 5 years down the road, 20 years down the road? What's the best path to take? No one is walking afraid. We'll go back to normal, sadly. Just figure out, plan ahead and, have a plan. And be, in times like this, just expect the worst. And I'm not saying be a pessimist, but I'm saying expect the worst. If the worst possible outcome occurs, what should one do? If one of my primary businesses, if one of my primary businesses goes under, move away from the city, no doubt, Dan. Yeah. I mean, city is in healthy times, a city can be a fun place to shop and experience things that aren't available in the country. But as far as city living, even if cost was not an issue, as far as city living is concerned, I would never live in a city. And I like going to the city, don't get me wrong. Good shopping, good restaurants. But, I think, and that's a good point. I think we're going to experience heightened demand for properties in the country. Places that were previously remote, and people felt that living there would be a negative because they're so far away from everything. I think now you're going to see, when everything rebounds, you're going to see people then realize the value of the land, because they can grow gardens, because they can isolate more easily. I think this is going to, the impact this is going to have, beyond the negative impact. Yeah, most cities are awesome, but my city is dreadful. You've probably ever heard of Birmingham in England. Well, I have. And I've never been, the closest to England I've been is Bermuda. I've been to Bermuda a few times, and I've never been to Europe, and that's on the to-do list, because I don't know if I'll go to Birmingham. Why is Birmingham so dreadful? Is it just bad weather and bad food and crime, or what makes it so bad? Yeah, but I mean, we've got opportunity here, y'all. Opportunity. And that's the way to look at it. So there's a huge opportunity. And it's just finding the best opportunities early and hopping on them, and and seeing where those opportunities take us, because otherwise, something that has kind of irritated me is the people that they look at this like, oh, they're quarantined, so it's like a vacation or something. They just sit around and watch TV. That's just called being lazy. You know, this is an opportunity to innovate and to find new ways to make money tomorrow. But again, health is more important than wealth. So if you don't have wealth, if you don't have health, the wealth doesn't really matter. So, you know, we're temporarily in a bad spot, but you know, it's going to get better if you make it better. Now, Birmingham, just crazy. The people here are absolutely insane. Last couple of weeks, we've had people burning 5G towers. They think 5G causes the virus. Now, that's pretty cool, man. Now, that is very cool. So, 5G towers causes the virus. Woo, it is crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. But, yep, we will, as a world, we will get through this. We will get through this, and we will create a better future for the world, especially ourselves. Because if you're the one creating the better future, then you deserve the bulk of the fruits for your efforts. Isn't that right? Look at this. We got stripes on the ground, freshly painted. I guess that was an essential worker. Look at that. Freshly painted stripes. And then you go over here and you got these stripes that are really raggedy. So these stripes would be the stripes in Birmingham, I guess. Because they're just kind of run down, and yeah, it is crazy. And then this stripe right here, you can't even hardly see. But yeah, we'll get through this. And you know, again, I really appreciate everyone tuning in. I appreciate y'all super chats. I tell you, the live shows, I've gotten a lot of super chats and super stickers, and that is super cool. But yeah, we're gonna, again, I keep repeating this, but we're gonna get through this, and we're gonna what is the best webcam right now? And I'll go ahead and plug my website, irixguy.com. Go to irixguy.com and search for BRIO, and that page will pop up. I've got a link to it. That's the webcam that I currently use for my live shows, and then it's also the webcam that I use for other professional purposes too. So yeah, you can check that out on my website, and I'd toss you a link if I wasn't walking, but since I'm walking, you know, I can't. But just go to my website and type BRIO, and that's irixguy.com. I highly recommend it. And one of the things I like best about it is it doesn't have the USB cable permanently mated on the camera end. So in my scenario, I'll run a USB-C, because the back of the camera is USB-C, and then I'll run USB-C to USB-C on my Mac. But if you're running it on a traditional USB-A port, you just run the USB-C to USB-A cable. So it's very versatile, very good, very, very good camera. And that's definitely the one I recommend. And also it's 4K. You know, not that 4K matters for a webcam, but Jamie says poop. Oh, did I step in some? Uh-oh. Check my shoes here. But yeah, it also does 4K. Not that it really matters for a webcam, because most of if you're using it for, like, say, like a WebEx or, you know, a GoToMeeting or something like that, most of those, I think most of them, I think, limit to 720p. So the 4K wouldn't add a lot of value there. But where the 4K does add value, there's a pair of pants in the street. Where the 4K does add value is being able to virtually zoom, meaning that out of the camera, you're dealing with a 3840 by 2160 canvas. HD, full HD is 1920 by 1080. So to kind of just give you an idea, you know, you could, if you were framing up a shot like I do in my studio when I go live and I broadcast at 720 currently, on Irish Guys Adventure channel. But you could frame up your, oh, look at that, there's some gloves. You could frame up your shot, do a virtual zoom if you're broadcasting in full HD, because the camera's 4K, and you know, you could virtually zoom in without degrading your video quality, which is really nice. Yeah, 4K monitors are nice, man. I tell you, one thing I miss is the iMac that I used for a while that had the 5K, but because of all the you know, the business ventures that I have, and you know, all the, you know, traveling everywhere, the iMac wasn't optimal. So I got a fully loaded MacBook Pro. Well, not fully loaded, but comfortably loaded. And then I connected it to a couple of 4K LGs. And I tell you, man, those LG 4K monitors, they're inexpensive and they are good. I've really enjoyed, you know, having a couple of those with an external graphics processing unit, an eGPU. So that's been really cool. But yeah, man, I've been walking. I've been walking for a while. It's same with the computer. Yeah, for editing, no doubt. Gotta have 4K to get a better expectation of what your finished project may look like for the viewer, and that's super important. Yeah, we're gonna get through this, and you know, any ideas y'all have, tutorial topics, whatever, if you're looking for tutorial videos, shoot me a message on my YouTube channel or Facebook or Instagram, or Twitter for that matter. Not that I really use Twitter that much, and I'll try to whip up some videos. I'm always looking for new video topics, and yeah, just stay busy, keep your mind busy, stay safe, keep your distance. That's the most important thing. Keep your distance, because if people don't keep their distance, this is gonna lag on and on and on. We don't want that. So thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to go cook some Chef Boyardee, and y'all have a great evening, and we will have another live show very soon. See y'all later. Thanks for tuning in.